very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to...
Wait, what is the, am I missing? Hold on. I've seen this a few times where people are like, you need to look at the full context. This is a huge lie. They still say fine people. What is the extra context? How does it change this? I don't understand.
You're putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch. But there is another side. There was a group on this side, you can call them the left, or you've just called them the left, that came violently attacking the other group. So you can say what you want, but that's the way it is.
On both sides, sir? You said there was hatred, there was violence on both sides.
Well, I do think there's blame, yes. I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as you, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name.
Robert E. Lee are not the same.
Well, no, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington?
Are you comparing George Washington to Robert E. Lee? Wait, what? What? Am I misunderstanding?
What? A slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down...
Does he know who Robert E. Lee was? Wait, I don't understand.
His statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
Who has treated unfairly, sir? I'm sorry, I just didn't understand what you were saying. You were saying the press has treated white nationalists unfairly?
No,
I just didn't understand what you were saying.
No. There were people in that rally, and I looked the night before. If you look, there were people protesting very quietly the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee. I'm sure in that group there were some bad ones. The following day it looked like they had some rough, bad people. Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest and very legally protest because, you know, I don't know if you know, they had a permit. The other group didn't have a permit.
And so this piece of misinformation you just glance at and pass over. Wait, what? Oh, wait, sorry. I didn't finish this. Wait, no, I'm genuinely asking. What is the full context supposed to change here? What did people think Donald Trump meant, and what does the full context make him mean? Because my understanding is you had the Charlottesville riots, march, whatever that was the night before. It was the Tiki Torches. It was the Tiki Torches. This was the night before Donald Trump's speech here, right? Do I not have the timeline right? I don't know how much context you could ever have. We're saying there were good people on both sides of this route. I don't know what context ever makes this different, or what do they think this full speech changes? I'm legitimately asking. Or hold on. Was people's interpretations of Trump's, there were good people on both sides, that he was saying everybody there was a good person and they think that's the fake media or the fake news or whatever? He specifically condemns white nationalists. I mean, like, not kind of. If somebody says, will you please just tell me that you love me? I just need to hear that you love me and you support me. And you go, okay, I love you. But you know that like everything before the but doesn't count, right? Trump does this all the time. And it destroys, like it's the same thing as, didn't Trump tell the Proud Boys to stand back or whatever? These statements don't have any weight. When you like, oh yeah, I condemn it, whatever. But Antifa's the real problem. Blah, blah, blah. Like,
back and stand by, but I'll tell you what.
This destroys anything that comes before it. You're not, it doesn't sound like you even care. And that was the same impression that I got for this. And I get the same impression for listening to the full context as well.
Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major, because they should be condemned totally. We're going to take down his statue. So you know what?
Trump can never say a bad thing about a person that he thinks supports him. He can never, ever, ever say a bad thing. So yeah, white nationalists, yeah, you can condemn them. But let me tell you, okay, about Antifa. Okay, let me tell you about Antifa. So what is even the comparison? They're tiki torches. Like, this march was so bad, even the Nazis on 4chan knew how fucking horrible it was. Even the Nazis on 4chan were like, guys, this is cringe, okay? Put down the tiki torches, burn the white cloaks. This is retarded. You guys are making us look like retards, okay? Yeah, I don't know. I just... the full context meaningfully changes this? It just sounded crazy to me that you would ever both sides non-Nazi march. Why would you don't have to both sides that. You can just say, these people, they're weird. So is your claim that no one there could have been protesting appropriately? I'll tell you what my claim is, okay? Here's my claim. My claim is that if you are a conservative and you are desperately trying to salvage Trump's reputation here, and then on the flip side of this, you spent the majority of 2021 onwards complaining about how every single BLM protest, they were all violent and all horrible and billions of dollars damage and summer of love and blah, 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 you should be forced to eat a pound of shit before you're allowed to reintegrate into society. Because the double standards are unbelievable. Like show me any clip where there is a BLM like riot where some crazy shit is happening and you've got Democrats or Democratic leadership, not random crazies on Twitter. It's just wild. It's just so easy to say like, hey, we shouldn't do this. Like, that's so easy. Please start asking for specifics on how the media treats Trump unfairly. It's become spoken into reality for the most part by conservatives. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, he's just a horrible person. Like, history will look back at you and judge you so harshly, and you should feel ashamed. Like, when you're talking to your, like, adopted children or adopted grandchildren, because I know you... I'm sorry, I'm being too harsh. It's just like, you guys... Dad, so you voted for that guy? You voted for the... It says here he's the name-calling president, and you voted for him because of... Why? Well, you see, he represented the common man. Daddy, it says here he was the first billionaire president from New York City? Is that where the common men come from? Yes, indeed. Daddy, when Grandpa died, did you inherit $400 million in real estate? Well, you see. Kill me, bro. Fuck! What the f***? Destiny is going to be so upset after Trump wins the election. Every accusation is a confession. If Trump wins the election, I'm just going to go on living my life. And I'll probably talk about it a lot on stream. You guys still don't accept that you lost in 2020. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand that your candidate to this day still shits himself, pisses himself, and cries himself to sleep thinking that the last election was rigged? After the media companies supporting him made cash hand over fist, selling lies to retards like you and laughing about it all the way to the bank. I just need you to know that too. If you're a conservative listening, I just need you to know, I need you to understand. If you don't understand it, you need to understand this, okay? As much as you think progressives and lefties are these arrogant, imagine, okay, Lou Dobbs, okay, Rupert Murdoch, all these people are cashing these huge checks saying, I can't believe these retarded believe this shit. And it's all a lie. It's just like completely, like, it's totally made up. It's just bullshit. But these retards believe it, and that's how we make our money.